Hey Daily Dosers, this is Connor, your outreach pastor, and it is Love Week, which means we're encouraging you, yes you, to give your time, your talent, your treasure, or maybe even your testimony to someone in your circle. Now, Chris Brown gave an amazing story of a boss who decided to give some of his time to one of his employees. What happened next? Well, you'll have to see. Take a look.
We had just finished an amazing event in this tent. Everyone was leaving. I was one of the last to walk out, and the owner pulled me aside right out here and said, "See the guy cleaning up behind the bar? He is so close to Jesus, and he has no clue." I said, "Are you serious?" He goes, "Yeah, we've been praying for him." So I tell my wife, "Hold on for a second." I come back in here. I shake his hand. "Thanks for the way you served today. Have you ever thought about going to church?" And he said, "Nope." I said, "Well, let me tell you something. Church came to you today. That table's from North Coast, that table's from North Coast, that table's from North Coast, that table. In fact, those three guys you were just talking and laughing with, they're all pastors on our staff." And he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "How bad can it be?" I said, "Why don't you show up? The only bad part is the message, and you can sit through that." And he kind of chuckled. And that's about as long as the conversation was. I had no idea what was going on the other side of that bar. I had no idea that the owner and his family, they don't see employees as workers. They see them as eternal souls heading one direction or another, and they have this place simply to influence them. I had no idea that was going on. I had no idea that this guy grew up without a father, that a dad abandoned him the moment his mom was pregnant with him. I had no idea. I had no idea his mom had her own battle with chemical addiction and drugs. It was man after man after man that this kid got shopped around with, and she had finally passed away just a few years ago and left him on his own. I had no idea he had a stepdad that took one look at him and said, "You know, we're not family. I want nothing to do with you." I had no idea he tried the Navy, found a little bit of success, got promoted quickly, and then his own alcohol addiction got him kicked out. I had no idea that he was living in a storage closet above a liquor store in town, trying to figure out what to do with his life until he ended up here. I had no idea. I just said, "Come and see." So when I got the text that next Sunday, it blew me away. A campus pastor said, "You'll never believe it. One of the guys that served us at that event showed up today and accepted Jesus." I talked to the owner that said, "Yeah, I had him meet me in the parking lot that Sunday. We went into church in the middle of worship. I could tell his heart was already moving. By the time you were talking, tears were running down his cheeks. And at the end of that, I asked him, 'Would you like to say a prayer and accept Jesus?' And he said, 'I would.' So we went forward when everyone left our campus, and we knelt down right there, and he said a prayer. He said, I brought him to our house that night. I fed him dinner, and we did the first Bible study with him." You see, I had no idea that you had already been loving on someone in the way you'd been loving on someone when I just dropped a little funny, "Why don't you come and see?" You see, what we've been doing the last few weeks in our Serve Your City campaign is we ask you to give, and you gave abundantly. We ask you to sign up, and over 6,000 of you have signed up to serve. Now we're asking you to do the hardest thing. Can you love? Can you see people in your life, not as people, not as workers, employees, but everyone with an eternal soul going one direction or another? Can we walk daily saying, "God, bring someone into my life that I can impact with my time, my talents, my treasures, my own testimony. Show me someone I can love the way you love me." You see, I had no idea that months later, when they get done with their shift here, there's a Bible study happening here because other employees have seen the change that's happening behind the bar. Oh, you see, that's their story, but that's your story. That's our story, and that's definitely God's story.
What an incredible story. And here's the thing. Each of you has a workplace, school, neighborhood, hobby filled with people who don't know Jesus. And guess what? There's a missionary that lives right there. It's you. Daily Dosers, I hope this challenged and encouraged you. We'll see you next time.